Hi everyone, today we want to talk about running Python program on command prompt, which is very useful if you want to run several programs in parallel. So typically I'm using this for collecting data from different sources. Let's say I have the same program and I want to run like 100 parallel programs, which I will be demonstrating later in another video to collect data from Fred. Fred is a free data source for various economic indicators. So let's get started. So the first thing that you need to do is we want to enable Python to be run on command prompt. So first you need to find the Python directory, copy the directory, and then edit the system environment variable or the user environment variable if you don't have the administrator permission for that. And you go to path, and then we are going to add the directory as well as the same directory with the scripts folder under it. Okay, and press OK, close all the dialog boxes and go to any directory that you want, create a new file in there. So you can start with the text document, rename the extension to Python, py. Now to run the program, you need to open a command prompt window in this directory. You can slightly modify the registry editor to enable option to open command prompt window here, which I will be giving a link in the description below on how to do that. Okay, or alternatively you can run CMD and then open the directory. So you can copy the directory and type cd and then the directory, and when it is in different drive you can type e:, and then to make sure that your Python can be called from any directories, you're going to type python -- version. If the version is shown, means your Python is running from any directories. If not, you will need to check your environment variable settings again, right? And from here, you're going to type Python and then your file name, and it is as simple as that. So we are going to put some codes in our Python code. So edit it using any text document editor. Okay, for example, we type print hello world here, and when you run the program in command prompt, you'll be able to see the hello world being printed in there. So we want to import sys as well to demonstrate how we are going to pass arguments to the program. So let's demonstrate here. Your inputs are argv. So this argv is actually an array of arguments that you pass in the program. Let's see how it works later. Let's come back to our CMD and type python hello.py, and then here you are seeing some error because you are trying to capture the arguments but you are not passing any arguments, so the array is empty. We are going to pass arguments. So arguments in command prompt for any types of program, you are going to separate it by space, and if your argument itself has space, means you need to put a double quote to wrap the string, such as John Smith that I'm showing here. Otherwise, if you have any spaces, means the command prompt will treat it as different arguments. So as we can see here, argv1 is the first parameter that you pass in there, and argv2 is the second parameter that you pass in there. Now you might be wondering what is argv0 is actually the file name itself, which is in this case is hello.py. We might want to do some simple checks here to prevent the errors that is shown before. Okay, so we are going to check whether the length of the argv is greater than 1. Now for argv2 is the same thing. You are going to check it by doing if length argv greater than 2. Okay, so if we try to pass no parameters here, so there will be no errors shown because we already handled the error. So as we can see here, if we pass no parameters at all, the program will say you don't have argv1 and 2, so that there will be no errors shown in the screen. So what happens if you have errors on the program is that your whole program will stop working and it will not continue to the next line, which is very bad for the user experience. And if you pass the same parameters as before, like John Smith, of course it will work like before. And if you pass only the first parameter, for example, then it will say you don't have argv2. You can try this on your own. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more.